Off we go, Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network. I am Ryan Hartson. What a pleasure it is to be with you on this Monday. A spectacular weekend of the NFL we had. College was alright as well, from what I understand. I wouldn't know, I was on vacation. Wasn't around last week because I had too much stuff to do, so that was our bye week here at BWC. We'll be with you through the rest of the NFL season. Now it's time to break down the entire NFL in less than 15 minutes, and where else can we start but in Atlanta last night? Packers come back from 14-0 down, score 25 unanswered to end the football game. Packers win 25-14. Aaron Rodgers throws for 396 yards. He was spectacular. He's the MVP of the league thus far, as correctly predicted on this show. And the Falcons are a mess. At times they just can't move the ball. At sometimes Matt Ryan just cannot make throws. I would say Matt Ryan was completely overrated going into this season, and we knew that on this show. Others did not. I couldn't buy into Matt Ryan. There's something about him. The way he looked in that playoff game, there's something about him I don't like. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's that lack of arm strength. But he's got to get it going. He has got to figure out how to play in this league. He was a hell of a lot better last year than he has been this year. They don't have the weapons, and on defense they're okay. Kind of looking like they might not be a playoff team, but anybody can get it together at any time. Another big game in the league, the Jets and the Patriots. New England wins 30-21. Wes Welker completely destroys Darrelle Revis for 140-something yards. Who figured that the short, slow white guy would be the one to beat Darrelle Revis up and down the field? Like, that's awesome. So there's that. It's an excellent job by the Patriots. They look pretty good. Jets don't look too good. They got a lot of issues. They can't move the ball, and their defense is iffy. Everything about the team. Everything about the team is problematic, iffy, strange. They're just a weird team right now. And Sanchez, plain and simply, I feel like we're always, stuck to our expectations in this NFL. Like, we're always like, well, I thought this, and now that's not happening, so I feel weird. Like, why don't we just take the gloves off and just look at actually what's happening? Bottom line, no matter what you think of the Jets, no matter what you thought of the Jets, right now Sanchez isn't that good. That's what this comes down to. You can talk about offensive line, and you can talk about the defense, and you can talk about Rex Ryan all you want. Mark Sanchez just isn't that good a quarterback. That's it. He's like an average NFL quarterback. Probably a bust. I mean, for where they drafted him, he's nowhere near what they need. So Sanchez is a bust for me. That's what I think. And Brian Schottenheimer should be fired. He's a terrible offensive coordinator. People, he's such a great offensive. He was a great offensive mind when Sanchez was a rookie. I mean, and they weren't moving the ball then. They're not moving the ball now. They can't move the ball. So they got to figure something out. They got to get him an offense that he can run. And Rex Ryan is tearing the locker room apart as expected. This is his fault too. You knew eventually his personality, people would just, they literally shut him off this year. That's what it seems like to me, because they're not doing what he wants to do. I feel like they just shut him off. They're sick and tired of his stupid guarantees and his antics and his acts. Just like, don't waste my time, Rex. You're not winning games, and you're not that good a coach. I tried to warn people, but, apparently they're not as smart as me. It's going to be Tebow time in Denver, and it's about time that it's Tebow time. You should have been starting Tebow from square one. Honestly, Kyle Orton, he's good, not great. Sometimes he's bad, and that's just Kyle Orton. That's his career. He's a journeyman quarterback. He'll win you a couple games. He'll lose you a couple games. He's just all right. But Tebow, you don't know what the hell he is. Now, I don't think he's very good. I don't think he can throw. I don't think he's smart enough to be the position. But just play him. See what he can do. Say, Tebow, we're throwing you out there. What have you got now? So now it's Tebow time. What do you got, Timmy? And hopefully he'll run around, make some plays, do something. And when he falls on his face, we'll all make fun of him, and we'll move on. And he'll move on. The biggest shocker in the league is perhaps the San Francisco 49ers. 48-3 over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are a pretty good team. But San Francisco, man, they're pretty good. I mean, they run the ball, play great defense. They execute very, very well the things they do. They are one of these teams, and there's always 2-3 of these teams every year, where they do everything well, but there isn't one thing they do great. The 49ers don't do anything superior to anybody else in the league. Nothing. There's nothing they do. But they don't make stupid mistakes, and they don't do anything bad. Good offensive line, good running game, really good defense. And Alex Smith, I am waiting, and I am not eagerly, but I am waiting for Alex Smith to screw up. I am waiting for the game where Alex Smith throws 5 interceptions and fumbles 3 times, because he does it every single year. I am waiting for Alex Smith to make the mistakes. That is why I don't trust this team. Because eventually Alex Smith is going to mess up, and that is how it's going to end for this team. And it's not good. It's just not good at all. I'm paying attention to Pittsburgh. You always pay attention to Pittsburgh. They look okay. They're right what I thought they were. They're all right. Defense is old and slow. Roethlisberger's really good. The offensive line is terrible. And you beat a Titans team that is awful. I don't know why people are always like, oh, the Titans. No, stop. Tennessee is still terrible. I don't care if they're 3-2, 2-3. Even if they were 5-0, I'd say they're terrible. It's Tennessee. They have no talent. None. And Chris Johnson is a disaster. He got his money and sat on the ball. He's a mess. So, not a lot out of that game. I'm paying attention to Pittsburgh. I think Baltimore is infinitely better. In fact, Cleveland might even beat them out. You have no idea what's going to happen there. Seattle shocks the Giants. Listen, the Giants are up and down all the time. They're a 9-win team. They are not running away from anybody. They're just pretty good. They're going to stick around all year, and Seattle beat them because weird things happen, and they just collapsed in the second half. And it happens all the time to them. This is the Giants. This is what they are. On the road, they're a little better than they are at home, which is strange to say, but that's kind of what they are. Seahawks, I'm confused. They're going to win too many games to draft Andrew Luck. Can you believe they're going to screw up the Andrew Luck thing? All you have to do is blow all your games. Miami will be the team to get Andrew Luck at this point, or maybe even Indianapolis. Cincinnati and Jacksonville are 2 bad teams, and they went at it. Cincinnati's had a soft schedule, which is why they're 3-2. Don't get cute with saying Cincinnati's a good team. Kansas City coming back a little bit, but they're still only a 6 or 7 win team, as previously forecasted. Oakland looks for real. They look like they're going to win 10, 11 games and make the playoffs. That is what Oakland looks like to me. A really good team. Now Al Davis is dead. I'm sorry. I've been saying this for years. When Al Davis dies, the Raiders are going to pop. They are going to take off and become one of the great teams in the league again. Because you've got this guy running the league who's a mad scientist and a moron. He still thinks it's 1975, vertical passing game and a whole bunch of speed, and not a lot of coaching and talent and scheme. As long as they're fast, it doesn't matter if they can catch, but they're fast. And that's a terrible philosophy to have, but that was Al Davis's philosophy. Now Al Davis is gone. You hire the right people, you hire the smart people, and the Raiders are going to be great for years to come. Because they're going to start, because what does Al Davis' son know about football? I have no idea. But what he's going to do, because he's an owner, he is going to hire smart people to run the football operations, and the Raiders are going to win games. So, honestly, and we knew this was going to happen. I know it sounds bad now because the man died on Saturday. But because of Al Davis' death, the Raiders are going to pop. They are going to take off. I've been waiting for this for years. I said as soon as he is gone, the Raiders are going to be great again. And the Raiders, they're going to make the playoffs. Now, spend some time trying to find an actual franchise quarterback better than Jason Campbell, and they can be great forever. So the Raiders, they are building. They are building something special, and now there's no idiot running the organization who is old and can't remember half the things he knew about football. So now they're in a better position, are they not? And the Eagles are a disaster. That is where I end today. The Eagles are an absolute mess. Bad offensive line. The quarterback is average, turns the ball over too much. The defense is a mess. They're 1-4, and they deserve to be 1-4. I mean, they are really bad. They're just bad everywhere. And there's nothing good. There's nothing I like about them. They got a nice receiver here, Jeremy Maclin. No. That's it. They just suck. That's it. So here's what I make a little future prognostication. Lovie Smith, Andy Reid, both fired. Lovie Smith is going to go coach the defense in Philadelphia. Andy Reid is going to come and be the head coach in Chicago, where he can take off and be great for 10 years. Why? Because if you think being a sports fan in Chicago is tough, Philadelphia, is just infinitely worse. Some of the worsters, people call them the best fans, no, the worst fans around. Loud, annoying, mean, stupid, on a whole nother level than Chicago. Andy Reid would welcome this town. as opposed to Philadelphia. At least it's not Philadelphia. He'd be saying that all the time. He would be great in Chicago. He's perfect for it. And offensive-minded head coach Jay Cutler would flourish in the West Coast offense. Just keep that in mind. I'm just throwing it out there. I thought of it on Sunday. Just throwing it out there. Just keep that in mind. So a lot of things today. I'm just throwing them out there. It was a good day in the NFL yesterday. A lot of fun things happened. And throughout the coming weeks, we get to talk about Tim Tebow, Kyle Orton, and that whole Broncos mess. Because somehow, some way, Tim Tebow stays relevant. It's unbelievable to me. Good stuff today. Monday Night Madness. Lions-Bears preview next. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on the BWC Network.